Congratulations, Marvel. You have successfully created what I consider to be an awesome trilogy of films. Wow. Now, I personally enjoy Captain America, the First Avenger. Of course, who can hate Winter Soldier? And Civil War. If this is to be the final Captain America film, congratulations, you've done an amazing job. Now, before I go any further, a couple things. One, yes, this film is awesome. You should go see it. And there'll also be spoilers in this video. But I'll get to that in a second. What I want to talk about is theater etiquette. Theater etiquette, you know, that thing, it's simple. You know, if you have a working brain and, have some decent fucking manners, then you know how to operate in a theater or public area. A few being, if you're gonna talk, whisper so you don't disturb anybody around you. Two, turn off your phone, or at least put it on vibrate, That would be nice. And also, keep control of your friggin' kids. Oh, God, seriously. Also, I don't know what it was, but this theater turned out to be like a friggin' plague ship. Seriously, every 5 minutes someone would cough, and then as a response, like a yawn or something, someone else would cough as well. I don't know what the hell happened, but yeah, also, I don't know who those two were, but one guy who looked like he had just come off the street, and this woman, who I swear to God was just Honey Boo Boo's mom, but with different hair color, just talked right in the row in front of me and my dad, and I just wanted to jump over and strangle the life out of them while the woman's going, no, let go, and I'm just squeezing harder and watching him slowly. Oof. I think I need to go. I think I have some demons I still need to work out. Anyway, but yeah, theater etiquette, people. That needs to be few things, just a few things. I don't ask for much in this world, except when you're in a theater, shut the fuck up. Anyway. But yes, the film was good, and in order to review this movie on a whole, I need to spoil, there's going to be some spoilers, and obviously this film has been out for a few days, officially. Internationally it's already been out for a few weeks, but officially here it's only been out for the weekend, so I'm just going to warn everybody, if you still haven't seen the film yet, this would now be the time to switch off or pause the video, put it on watch later, and then go see the movie, then come back and do it. So here you go. I'll give you guys a couple seconds. Okay, so if you're still here, I guess you want to either be spoiled or you've seen the film, and yeah. Oh my God, this movie is brilliant. It's long. It's probably I think it might be the longest Marvel film, but yeah, this is a film that not only brings in new superheroes, does them well, works them seamlessly into a plot that has multiple connecting threads, as well as has two heroes fighting each other for opposite reasons, and it's pulled off beautifully. It's basically a bitch slap to Batman v Superman. If you hated Batman v Superman as much as I did, then yeah, this is pretty much Marvel dragging Batman v Superman. I imagine Civil War just grabbing Batman v Superman by the hair and dragging him out back into the alley and then start beating him with a crowbar and just this is what you do. This is how you do it, bitch. And Batman v Superman's crying no, I'll be good. And he's just I don't care. And he's just beating him and breaks one of his shins and leaves him there. I think I'm starting to learn a lot about myself through this review. Anyway. So, yeah, this does everything that Batman v Superman failed to do, and does it better. And I don't mean to say that as oh, you're just saying that because you're a Marvel fanboy. No, I'm just a fan of good films. And when I see something, go wrong, I'm going to call bullshit in on it. When I see something done right, I'm going to, praise it for it. So it's not because, it's Marvel or DC. No, I'm both. I love both Marvel and DC. I really wanted Batman v Superman to succeed on multiple levels. But I didn't get that. And I was really afraid for Civil War, because Civil War, as most of you guys know, wasn't one of my favorite events in Marvel Comics. So the fact that and I was actually pretty against the idea of them doing Civil War as the final Captain America film, because, again, I didn't really care for it, and I was really worried about all the characters they were bringing in. I was worried, oh, this is where they're going to bring in Black Panther. This is where they're going to bring in Spider-Man. This feels like it's too crowded. And then I saw the film, and I was like, oh. Yeah, it's still a Captain America film, guys. It is still very much a Captain America-centric film with Captain Bucky's relationship at the forefront, which I really enjoyed. There are so many things to talk about in here. Let me talk about first the two big characters in this film. Black Panther and Spider-Man. Oh my god, this is brilliant. Tom Holland, I know everyone said this, but Tom Holland, for the short time we see him, he's great. Oh my god. Spectacular. Like, no pun intended, but he was spectacular as Spider-Man. Also, I love how they address that, yeah, Aunt May's a little younger. This is probably the youngest Aunt May's been, and she's pretty hot, so I love how they address that, and I think it's hilarious. But yeah, I really do enjoy his Tom Holland Spider-Man. I also love how they've managed to incorporate all the stuff that you haven't really seen in the first two Spider-Man films. That being a lot of the spider sense as well as the spider strength. In the Amazing films, I feel like they glossed over the spider sense and super strength at a few times. Raimi, they did that a few times. I feel like they shied away from the spider sense a few times. They didn't use it that much. But in here, especially the super strength for Spider-Man, because you got to remember, Peter can lift when he's really giving it his all, he can actually lift about 10 to 12 tons. So I thought it was cool. Like, there's this wonderful moment where Winter Soldier tries to punch Peter, and Peter just grabs him. He's like, "Oh, you have a metal arm? That's so cool!" And he's like bending his arm, and Bucky's like, "What the fuck are you? Oh my god, I'm about to get my ass kicked by a 16-year-old." Yeah, he had this look of I am about to get my ass kicked by a teenager. This is degrading. But no, I thought it was really cool. I'm still kind of leery on the idea of that Tony gave him the tech and upgraded the suit, but I do like that they acknowledged, yeah, Peter hasn't been doing this for a while. He's only been doing this for a few months, and he did create web shooters. Yeah, he did create web shooters. He did create the webbing. Yeah, I do like that he's the one who created the webbing, not Stark. As well as this is like he's still trying out, and they're actually showing, not telling us that he's smart. He doesn't need to go online to figure out something that he should have already known. They're actually showing, yeah, Peter Parker's pretty smart. So, yeah, good on you, Marvel. It's nice to have Pete back home. And now let's move on to probably the coolest character in here, Black Panther. Oh my god, am I excited for his movie when it finally comes out. Chadwick Boseman was spectacular as the Black Panther, and in here, I love how he's like a non-joking character. Like, he got characters telling jokes, and he's just like, whatever. I got someone to kill. And dude, when he shows up, he is just there to whip ass. That is all he wants to do, is just whip some ass and really, just get Bucky. Because, in the story, as I kind of theorized that they would say that Bucky was the one, a bombing would kill, T'Chaka's death would be linked to Winter Soldier, either directly or in this case indirectly. Yeah, because he gets framed in here. And throughout the movie, you do follow T'Challa's story in here, and I really do. Man, he was just so great. It's nice to see a character that can be a little more darker, a little more serious. There is no jokes from him. Well, maybe one, but it's more like, I don't have time for this. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, this also fixes a lot of the problems I had with the Civil War comic, where, Steve and Tony are just talking about all the pros and cons. There's some just wonderful scenes between Tony and Steve, where they're just talking about, the pros and cons of the Sokovia Acts, as they call them. And it's very well done scenes. Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., they have great chemistry together. Everyone at this point has excellent chemistry. It's nice to see Ant-Man. It was cool to see Ant-Man back, and cool to see, of course, the Ant Arrow shot. That was great. Also, we got to see probably one of the most badass moments where Scott gets huge. Yeah, I was like, me and my dad were like, oh my god! Like, everyone in the theater freaked the fuck out when Ant-Man got big. That was the moment everyone went, oh my god. It was a great moment. That scene in the airport is also just a spectacular fight scene. As I've said, like I said in Winter Soldier, the fight choreography in Winter Soldier was great. In here, it's cranked up to 11. In this film, it is just totally cranked up to a whole new level, and there's just some beautiful scenes. And of course, like I said, the airport scene is just amazing. With all the superheroes just throwing down, it's brilliant, and you can't look away from it. There's also great character moments, not just between Steve and Iron Man, and Steve and Bucky, but also between Wanda and Vision, which they really do lay on that. Yeah, these two are probably going to pork at some point in this franchise. Yeah. Also, just side note, I love the extra edition that Vision wears clothes, because that was kind of the thing in the comics where Vision would wear clothes to feel more like a human. Rather than walk around in his costume all day, he would actually, walk around in like a suit or sweater vest or just regular clothing. He would just do that because he wants to understand and feel more like a human. So I really dug that extra element. If there's one thing I kind of felt like they kind of fell flat at, was Baron Zemo. Zemo in here is a lot different. He's just doing this to destroy the Avengers because his family died, and he's not part of Hydra. He's a Sokovian survivor. But at the same time, I like the idea of, his plan kind of worked. So at one side, I'm like, I feel like he was underused, because you could have just done the Civil War story arc without needing a villain at all, and he just kind of felt thrown in. But at the same time, I'm like, that is just sinister. Where you just thought, I can't kill the Avengers, but what if I made them kill each other? That's a way better idea. Make the whole world hate them as much as I do. So in a way, he kind of won. Although, actually, let me talk about him. So, now that I think about it, I don't really think the Zemo thing bothered me as much. I just kind of wish he would fight, I wish he would be more of a fighter. Because Baron Zemo's my favorite Captain America villain, and I wish he, fought with a sword and stuff, but whatever. I like what they did now that I think about it. Actually, the one thing I was kind of really about was Martin Freeman, who in the film he plays a character called Everett Ross, and in here he's only in the film for about 5 minutes in total. The whole his screen time amounts to 5 to 6 minutes, and I was like, he's such a great actor, and I feel like you underused him. And when he was announced for the film, everyone was like, oh my god, is he Norman Osborn? Is he stuff like that? But he's hardly in the film. And I'm like, you could have just used anybody else, and you could have used Martin Freeman for someone like another character instead of underusing him, which Marvel doesn't really do. But in here, they pretty much underuse him. So hopefully, maybe he'll come back in a later film and play a bigger role. Hopefully, play a bit of a bigger role. I just actually want to see him in somewhere in Infinity War, him and Doctor Strange meet, and just look at each other and be like, "Have we met? I don't know, man. Have we met? Because it's familiar." And Strange's like, "Yeah, man. I just want a scene of Strange and Everett Ross hanging out sometime during Infinity War, and just have that scene. They just look at each other like, "Have we met?" Anyway. Also, what I was also pleased by is that Baron Zemo was kept, I guess I just call him Zemo, but Zemo's still alive and they got him locked up. So I'm wondering, here's a theory I have about the film, especially for the two-part Avengers films. I'm kind of thinking, and hear me out, what if they went the Masters of Evil route? They kept Zemo alive, and the Russo brothers liked to bring back stuff they had beforehand. So what if they use Zemo in the next film and have him bring back other characters? What if you brought back Abomination? You bring in the Masters of Evil, he's torn apart the Avengers, and now he's created his own team. Or you could even have that Thanos contact Zemo and is like, all right, here's what's going to happen. I'm gonna burn this entire galaxy, and you're going to help me, and here's how you're going to do it. So you can bring back some villains, the ones you haven't killed yet, And I'm pretty sure we're going to see more villains that are locked up, or even introduce some new villains. So yeah, and they did say they are changing the title for Infinity War Part 1, so maybe it'll be Avengers Masters of Evil. I don't know, like, I'm just kind of thinking that might be the case after, you know, because I always thought they were going to kill Zemo, and it was like, no, they got him locked up, so maybe that might be the case, honestly. Anyway, what else did I want to say about this film, other than it's spectacular? It's frickin' amazing, and you should go see it right now. Yeah. Just everything about this film is just nothing short. It is long. Again, it is pretty long, but at the same time, I feel like if it was any shorter, you would have lost the experience, and they had to cram so much, so I'm really wondering how long Infinity War is going to be. Is it going to be like, I'm just going to sit there and have my ass merge the seat through osmosis? I don't know. It's a thought for another time, but yeah. This movie is probably one of the best superhero movies, like everyone said. I don't want to sound like I'm part of the crowd, but yeah, you know, I gotta call it as I see it. It's a pretty amazing film, so I'm really curious to see how I'm not gonna compare X-Men Apocalypse to this. I just want a really good X-Men film. So that's what I'm really looking forward to for the next one. So I'm gonna try not to compare Civil War and Apocalypse, because they'll each be great in their own rights. And let's face it, yeah, Winter Soldier and Days of Future Past were both really good films when they came out in the same year. Yeah, so hopefully we can have a really good Captain America and a really good X-Men film at the same time again. But yeah, not much else I can say about this film other than go see it. It's just yeah, everything about this movie is just amazing. I really want to see this film again. Anyway, so you guys tell me, what did you guys think of Captain America Civil War? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? What do you think is the future for... Are you guys excited for Black Panther and Spider-Man, for the Black Panther and Spider-Man films? Are you guys... Do you think they'll bring in Masters of Evil? Just comment below, let me know, and once again, hope you all enjoyed this. And also, let's not be mean here, and, you know, let's not try to spoil anything in the comments below, so... Please be very careful with your wording on the in the comments below, so I don't want to spoil it for anybody down below, so yeah. Anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.